Welcome back. You are viewing another craft video. Some of you are saying, but I thought this was a WW channel. What happened to the Weight Watchers? Well, Weight Watchers is still there. We still talk about it. I still cook. But I have found a love for crafts. I've always had it. I just got out of it. And I had already started it. But then at the death of my niece, it just kind of struck me that I already knew life was short, but life is so short. We got to fill it with things that bring us joy. And doing these crafts brings me joy. And sharing it with y'all brings me joy. I like, because I'm not no professional. And y'all know that from what you see that I make. So I think there is a place for everybody at the table. There are varying levels of ability in everything in life. Every single thing. It's a ladder basically. There's nothing wrong with that. It makes the world go round. Everybody can't be the top because it just don't work like that. Well, I have gotten glue in my mouth. I got the stringiest glue gun. I moaned about it I don't know how many times. I've got to find some better glue sticks than them Dollar Tree ones, because it's either that or it's my gun. I don't know. But I like that I can bring you simple, easy stuff that just a beginner, anybody can do. You don't have to be a professional crafter, because Lord have mercy, look at me. There ain't nothing professional about it. When you see what I did to complete this project, you're probably going to roll your eyes, because ain't no professional going to do the stuff that I did. But I do what makes it work for me. And I enjoy the process. I've told you that before. So I'm happy to bring those of you who are beginners and novices like me things that I think you can do. If I ever get good at it, I don't know when that would be. If I ever got real fancified, because y'all know it. I've told you ain't a fancy bone in my body. So anyway, let me go on. We'll get started. But I want to show you how to turn some of these little dollar store cubes into a pretty little jewelry box, or I don't know whatever kind of little box you want to call it. So if you want to know how, stay tuned. First thing I want to do is show you everything that I have for this craft. These are from the Dollar Tree. These are little drawers that come out. Not going to use the decorative side, so I'll show you what we're going to do with that. I had two paints that I think will do nicely. I'm going to do two-tone paint. I have the Waverly chalk paint in truffle, and this one is cashew. And I think that will go good with this piece of scrapbook paper that I absolutely love. You can see I've already made one thing. Y'all haven't seen it, but I made one thing. Oh, I can't reach it. I was going to show you what I used. Hold on. Oh no, it's at the bottom of my my thing over here. Then I had these little blocks. They come from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to use those for the feet. Now, this was my concern, was how am I going to get drawer pulls? Because this is going to be like a little jewelry box, but I'm not going to use it for jewelry. I was going to use it for decoration. What am I going to use for knobs? And I didn't want to go to Hobby Lobby just for little drawer knobs. So put a little thinking cap on, started looking through all the crap I have, and I have a container of just jewelry notions. Old broken jewelry, costume jewelry, jewelry from the 70s and 80s, taggy jewelry, beaded jewelry, you name it. Well, this little bracelet is just a cheap little costume jewelry bracelet. It's got hope, faith, and love. And then it's got like this little heart, and there's another little heart. So I got to thinking, well, I like those. I think that'll be pretty. But the thing is, it's going to stick flat to the front, and then you can't get it to open it if you do want to store something in it. I put my thinking cap back on. Found these little beads. I had 2 pieces of jewelry notions, beads that were shaped that would have been perfect, but I only had 2 of them. And the other ones were too long. They would stick out like a sore thumb. So I pulled my little container up here with the wood in it, and these are some of the wood beads that I bought at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to glue one of these on the back just to make it stick out enough. I think that's going to be just enough to get your fingers on it to pull it out. And this one I may need a bigger bead, but I have them. So anyway, I do have the beads I need. So there I got Mod Podge over there on the other side to put the scrapbook paper on the front. So the first thing we need to do is open these up. Let me show you. So they're little drawers. I'm going to turn it around and do it like that. I saw one of these. I think I've already mentioned it. I don't know. I saw one. Hers was bigger and everything. I'm like, oh, I don't want it that big. I'll sand that down if I need to. So yeah, I'm going to put 4 of those together like that. So let me undo everything. I'm going to sand down where is my, oh, there it is. My little box for my notions, because see, that's what they do. Get you a little storage box. So I'm going to unwrap all these, and if I need to sand anything down, any edges, I will do that and meet you back over at the paint table. I thought before we head over to the paint table, I wanted to show you what I had made. It's functional. This was the old sandpaper. I bought new sandpaper, so I'm going to take this off and make it nice and new. But I just cut squares out and hot glued them to this. Is just a little Dollar Tree version of a Rubik's Cube. Different grains, and then it's my version of a cheap DIY sand block. I didn't have any wood, no scraps in the building. He had long got rid of all his scraps. So I just saw this at the Dollar Tree, and there that little light bulb went off. So just anything, it even fits inside on the edge. So I just wanted to show that to you. Now I have, I'm not sanding the back. I'm not worried about that because you're not going to see it. But here's what I'm going to do. Well, did I have that the wrong way? This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Now see, that is, look at there. The way that is bowed, that come out of there. So why is it not going back in? See that gap? I didn't notice that before. I don't know about all that. Some of them got a little bit of a gap. That's a little bit, of course, what you expect from the Dollar Tree. It'll give it character. This is what I was going to show you. This is what I'm going to do. And that was proof, so that really proved my point. These boxes are not uniform. They're just not. This is not high dollar cabinetry. So to make sure I got the right drawer inside the box, I'm just going to write inside. You're not going to see it, so I'm going to put a 1 there and a 1 there, so I know the 1 and the 1 are going to match. Then I'm just going to do a 2 in there and a 2 down here. So now when I'm over there painting, I will know which one, because I'm not going to paint the bottom. I'll go around the the bottom. The insides, I'm going to go around the edges. So when you put the drawer in there, you won't see it, but I'm not going to waste paint on the inside. I'm just not. So when I take this stuff out over there to paint, I'll know how to put it back together. Now, this is the cashew. I'm just going to pour a little bit of it. What I want is, I want the outside of the thing to be brown, and I want the front and the front of the drawers to be cashew, because the cashew blends really well with the scrapbook paper. I'm going to do it first, because whatever I get on here, that brown should cover up easily. So, of course, I mean, I'll try not to, but obviously you see that's not going to happen. Not sure if I'll need 2 coats of this, which I probably will. I do not feel the need to paint all the way inside, because it's not going to be seen, and I don't think I need to waste paint or time doing that. You can certainly paint in there if you want to. Now we're going to paint the front of these, and I'm going to do the same thing. When I paint the front, I'm going to go over the edge. I should have showed you, but I am not ashamed to tell you I do not like to waste paint, especially expensive paint, especially paint that's hard to find. I wish I'd have bought more colors when I was at Walmart. What was it, last month or whatever? Because this Waverly chalk paint is not easy to come by for some reason. I don't know what the explosion has been. So I'm gonna tell you what I did. I didn't want to waste what was left in there, so I scooped my brush around it, got over here and raked it in. There was a good bit that I saved. And like I said, I'm not ashamed to tell y'all that I saved that much. Now we want to do the brown, and I think, okay, I've decided what I'm going to do. This is just painter's tape. I'm pretty sure they sell it at the Dollar Tree. This is just some that we've had around the house for who knows how long. I'm going to tape off this front edge so that when I'm painting the sides, it doesn't bleed down, because you see how when I tried to paint that, it bled over the side. So I know that's what it's going to do with excess paint that's on your brush. I'm not that good. So I'm going to go around and tape this up to the edge. We will paint the outside of the boxes, and this time I'm going to paint all the way around, because I'm not going to try to look in there and find that mark to see where the bottom is and just paint half of it. No. Now we're going to use our brown, and since I need a good bit of it, I'm not going to dump it in that little bitty tray. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to paint the back too, because I don't know where I'll have it sitting, and if it's sideways or something. Now what I want to do is make a template to see. I'll show you what I'm doing. I don't want to just put this on here and draw a square, because I don't know how, with these different circles, I don't know how I want it designed. So this is what I'm going to do. Where's my pencil? Okay, it goes this way. I'm just going to cut me out of, or I'm going to, Look what I did. I colored on that. That was... This is going to be the, it's a little bit big. So when I draw it, I'll just cut it smaller. See, they're not straight anyway. This is what I want to do. I don't want that. That's not the look I'm going for. I want little bits of different ones. So I want to be able to see what it will look like on the front. So I think that's pretty. Then something like that. That's pretty. Oh, that's pretty right there. I like that. I do want some dark in it to go with the brown. That's pretty. I don't want too much of that. Nope. Okay, well, I know I want this. One, two, three, four. Because I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we'll go. Let me cut these out, and then we'll head back over to the decoupage. All right, 1 minute before we go, I got another one of these little fly by the seat of my pants ideas. It's a wonder anything I do works out the way I do not plan. I didn't want to waste another stick, so I'm going to use this. But it dawned on me, I need to paint my little feet. I don't want to hold it and keep waiting for it to dry and take 3 days to paint it. And I don't want to hot glue it on there in case I can't peel it off good. So I'm going to just put a lot of this glue stick down. And maybe it will just hold them still enough to paint. And the bottom will just be the bottom. So I thought I'd show you that. Okay, I started doing this and I thought, you know what? I need to show you how good this works. Because you're not painting it hard. And you see how still it's holding those little blocks. And I'm not getting my fingers painted all over. And I don't have to paint, you know, how many ever sides and then let it dry. And then hold the opposite sides. So I just wanted you to see that my little invention works. There you go. Now since this is glue stick glue, after these little blocks dry, I should be able to just peel them right off. Now it's time for our good old Mod Podge. And to make sure I think I remember correctly the way I did this. When I had these up here, I pulled it down. I think I pulled it down and wrote that way. So what I'm doing is looking at it that way and flipping it back up. And I think that's the way I had it, even if it didn't. Got everything painted, Mod Podged, and it's all dried. We're just ready to put it together. I need to take my necklace apart. First, I'm going to get these out of the way. And I really hope these look nice. I don't want to. Do I like it? I don't know if I do or not. Okay, so I looked at that a little bit more and decided I don't like it. Too bright for the muted colors. Well, I started thinking, what else do you have on hand? Well, I have a lot of these wooden beads, but first of all, I don't like looking at that hole. I mean, I got other beads I could stick in it, but then I think that's too much. Don't like the yellow. So, pulled out my jute, come up with something I think's going to work. We're going to do it and see. First, I need to paint my little wooden beads. And I'm going to fashion a little something like I did with my little blocks, which I will pull off. I want I want to paint the beads, but I don't want them to fall off. So I'm just going to put some little paint markers, paint and tape markers in between them, just to hold them apart. I think what I lack in artistic ability, I make up for with stuff like this. Well, it's kind of how I've lived my life. Just kind of make do with what you got. You know, make something out of it. Okay, I feel like there's still some wet paint, and there is, I can see it. And I don't want paint on the front of my mat, so now what I have envisioned was like door knockers. What we need to do is, this is 3 little pieces of twine braided together. We just need to separate them. Now, this is my thought process. This is why I have to give myself plenty of twine, because I got these big hands and fingers, and I can't do everything very, as I tell my husband, gingerly. I tell him, so you can't do anything gingerly, can you? He don't even know what it means. I'm going to use my finger as a guide. Okay, now let's cut off the now see, I don't like that knot right there, so this is what I was doing earlier, pulling the knot so it's hiding. Now here was the lemon. I'm like, oh, okay. Then, you know, a little door knocker type knot, but I don't like the way it would look glued right there. So then I decided we'll glue that down and just have a little ring to pull it in and out. So this is what we're going with. So let's go ahead. I like that. I really like that. That color matches that paper perfectly. But you see these edges right there why I wanted it painted that color? Exactly that reason. Now, I'm just going to eyeball that these are... I don't think I want them. I think I'm going to get the middle. So let's get our stringy glue. When that finishes drying, I will pull those strings off. Now we have to glue our cabinet together, and you could give it another coat of paint. You can distress it with some sandpaper, go over it, dry brush it with a different color. I'm going to leave it plain. I think it's just fine the way it is. Making sure we get it. To get them in the front, it kind of went sideways in the back. But you know what? It is what it is. Okay, now let's see if our little feet pop off. Looky there. I'm going to save that in case I need another little project. See, when you do little special things like that, don't get rid of them. Now, if these, we look at that, if these little boxes aren't even, which like I told you, they're not, you know, fancy cabinetry, I would rather have them matching in the front where you're going to see it and gapped in the back rather than gapped in the front. So you just work with what you got. Okay, there's his little feet. Now let's... What do you think? You know what? I am not even going to go back and touch this up because I think it kind of gives it a aged look. What do you think? I really like the way it turned out. I will take a better picture of it and insert it at the end. But this just took me, I've just been working on it in one day. Everything dried pretty quickly. I only used my heat gun on the beads, that's all. I let the Mod Podge and the rest of the brown paint dry while I was having my lunch. So just a few hours time, and I think it turned out really, really cute. So I hope you enjoyed today's craft. I'll see you next time.